Shalom, Shalom Israel. This is Yael Ben Yehuda, aka Tommy Kurtad, and I want to make this video to my Israelite brothers, especially to the fathers, and I want to entitle this the power of because, the power of because, and what I am referring to is found in the Torah, in the book of Genesis, chapter 28. I will read verse 1 through 5. I will be reading this from the Stones edition of the Chumash, and then I will read it from the King James. But first, I will read it from the Chumash. Hallelujah. Bereshit chapter 26, verse 1 through 5. There was a famine in the land, aside from the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, at Gerar. And Jehovah appeared unto him and said, Do not descend to Egypt, dwell in the land that I shall indicate to you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. For to you and your offspring will I give these lands, and establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. I will increase your offspring like the stars of heaven, and will give to your offspring all these lands. And all the nations of the earth shall bless themselves by your offsprings. Verse 5, because Abraham obeyed my voice, observed my safeguards, my commandments, my decrees, and my Torahs. Hallelujah. That was the Stone edition Chumash. Now I will be reading from the King James Version of the Bible. Genesis chapter 26, starting at verse 1. Hallelujah. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Jehovah appeared unto him and said, Go not down to Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge and my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Hallelujah. So it appears, without a shadow of a doubt, that Yah was going to bless Father Jacob and his offsprings, which are our ancestors, that he was going to bless them because, as it states in verse 5, because that Abraham, our father, he obeyed the voice of Yah. He kept Yah's charge. He kept Yah's commandments. He kept Yah's statutes and kept Yah's laws, or his instructions, his Torah. So I call this the power of because we as fathers in Israel today, we as Israelite fathers, if we will obey the voice of Yah, if we will hearken unto the very same things that our father Abraham hearkened to, these very same blessings will come upon our offsprings as well. If we will walk diligent to serving one God, if we will be diligent to obey the Torah, the teachings and instructions of this one God, we never know how the Creator may encounter our offsprings. How, since we live faithful, Yah may visit our offspring simply because how we was faithful unto him and bless them But we as fathers must let Torah be known to them in some kind of aspect, if we can, with everything that's in our being. We need to share with them who our God is, and to let them know the God of your father is the same God of our forefathers. And you need to eventually understand who you are in him and what is required of you as a child of the King. When I say child of the King, I'm talking about the King of glory, who is Yah, who is the master of the universe. He is the King of kings. He is the Lord of lords. And if we as fathers would live upright as our father Abraham did, he was faithful to Yah. He was faithful to the instructions of Yah, according to what Yah said of our father Abraham himself. If we confine ourselves to strive for this, we never know how we may impact when Yah may visit our offsprings. And I truly believe that all 5 of my kids have purpose and destiny in the earth. And because Yah gave them to me, they're here, they're alive, they're well. And I believe in due season, Yah will visit them. But I believe I play a great part in that. And it is solely based on how I carry out that which I am supposed to do as an Israelite. So I believe, according to verse 5, it said, because I believe if we as men of Israel will be faithful to Yah and his voice, his commandments, his statutes, his laws, his regulations, to all that he give us to do, these same things can happen to our offsprings, and that Yah will bless them simply because of our faithfulness. But we know our greater desire is that our kids will walk according to the same path and greater than what we did, and walking according to the obedience of Yah and Yah alone, and keeping these righteous commandments. So that's all I wanted to say. This is your brother, Yael Ben Yehuda, aka Tommy Kurtah. Shalom, love, and blessings.